Hi, I'm Scott Swenson. We're at Lynn's Propane Trucks, and we have another stock truck for you here today. This is a 2019 Peterbilt. It's got a Cummins ISL or a PX9, 300 horse, 860 foot-pounds of torque, 34.99 gallon tank, and it's loaded with stainless steel and aluminum. Back deck, stainless fenders, stainless meter box. Up front here, you see the chrome grille, the chrome heated mirrors. We've got the aluminum air horns with the snow covers, stainless steel exterior sun visor, aluminum wheels. This truck is loaded front to back. Let's jump in the cab and we'll take a look at some of the options in there. On the left-hand side of the dash here, we have the rocker switch for the work lights on the upper rear corners of the cab, and also the work lights on the rear of the tank. Moving over, we have cruise control switches. We've got an automatic fan rocker switch. You can turn the engine fan on manually if you want. Cruise control switches here. Moving across, a concert class radio. It's got your MP3 plug, USB plug, Bluetooth, pretty much all you'll ever need. Up above that, we've got a couple of 12-volt receptacles. You can plug in any in-cab electronics you have, charge your GPS, your phones, whatever it is you need to do. Moving across, we have the selector switch for the Allison transmission. We've got our manual rear differential lock here. This truck has air ride, so we have a air suspension dump valve here on the dash as well. Down below that, we have our DEF switch to go into manual regen if we needed to. And beside that is an exhaust brake. Over here we've got the strobe lights. So we've got strobes in the front headlight enclosures, as you probably saw in the opening, and then we also have one on the rear head of the tank. So this rocker switch will turn both of those on. Up here we have a backup camera. So we have a camera on the rear head of the tank. This is tied into the reverse circuit so that when you put it in reverse, it will come up. So this makes it really nice. We've got it mounted over here so you can go from the monitor to your spot mirror. Still use your mirrors, but this shows you what's directly behind the truck, which is a really nice feature. Printer stand here. We custom make this to each individual chassis, so it is solid. It won't be rattling as you go down the road. We have a ticket holder down below as well to help keep your driver organized. We see a lot of messes in these cabs when they come in for service, so anything we can do to help keep them organized. This truck has a 3-function remote: PTO, throttle, and emergency stop. So you take it out to the tank, hook up to your customer's tank, kick the PTO on, kick the throttle up. As the tank fills, kick the throttle down, shut the PTO off. The main benefit of this is if you just have the single function, which is all you're required to have by law, this tends to live on the dash. They don't touch it for 6 months, 9 months, they get pulled over by DOT, the battery's dead. Where they're using it every single delivery, the battery dies, they're going to stop and get batteries, or they're going to carry them so that they can replace them right there. We have corner windows on this truck, which is a really nice option. So you got your spot mirrors and then your corner mirrors. It completely eliminates the blind spot on the truck. Really nice safety feature. Let's go to the side of the truck and take a look at a few more things. I mentioned the oversized meter box. You can see how much room we have in here. Any repairs you need to do on that meter, you don't have to take the meter box off every time. You can clean the strainer, do regular maintenance like that, or you can do repairs on it, all while the box is still on. We've got enough room in the box. We've got a shelf up here to hold your gloves and fittings, things like that. Again, try to help keep your drivers organized. On the side here, we've got a spray bottle holder. You can keep your leak check spray. We do see them used for bee killer a lot in the summer as well, but it's a nice spot to keep it right there for them. We've got the hose end nozzle stored in the meter box. Easy in, easy out. As you've seen on a lot of trucks, they've either got something here where you've got to thread it down. So you're threading it down, unthreading it every single stop. You're already inside the meter box. You're starting the delivery. Everything's right here. It keeps the snow, ice, grime off the hose end nozzle. Keeps it from getting frozen. It's a really nice spot to keep it. We've got a second set of speed controls here in the back for your PTO and your throttle. Now you can control those with your remote, but we also have 2 backup air switches here in the meter box. Moving across, you'll see we've got, actually let's look up top here. We've got the backup camera. Now you saw that monitor was mounted over on the dash by the passenger side window, so you can go right from the monitor to the spot mirror. Nice convenient location. Below that is a strobe light. So we've got the strobes in the front headlight enclosures and then one in the rear here. And beside that, it's the two work lights. So we've got the two on the upper corners of the cab and the two here. We call it stadium lighting. It totally illuminates all around the cab on those late night deliveries. Over here we've got our Hene reel. It's polished aluminum. It's spec'd for 250 feet of 1-inch hose. Expect for 250 feet of hose. It comes with 150 feet of 1-inch low temp hose standard. As you can see, we've got a lot of extra room in here. A lot of these reels are spec'd just big enough. But that means that you've got to reel it up perfectly every single time, and that's just not possible on every delivery. A lot of times your guys have got 30, 40, sometimes even 50 deliveries a day they're doing. They're out there hustling. They don't have time to make sure this 150 feet of hose is reeled up perfect every time. So with this extra room, it's not rubbing on the deck, shortening the hose life. It's not lopping over and catching between the drum and the frame. It extends the hose life, but it makes your driver's life much easier as well. On the fill here, we've got pull-away protection. This is tied into the Allison transmission. It's called range inhibit function. So unless this cap is back on, you can't put the truck into gear. So if we leave the cap off, you hit the D button on the selector switch for the transmission, it's just going to flash back at you. It won't go into gear. It's a really nice safety. This is probably the most common accident we see with the bobtails is pull-aways. If you notice, everything is lower on this truck. Everything is within my center of gravity. Whether I'm loading or I'm reeling in the reel, I'm working at the meter, everything's within my center of gravity. Typically you're going to see with other trucks, it's a prefabricated deck. You've got the chassis rails from the factory. They'll take the deck and bolt it right on top of the chassis rails. That's nice and easy, but the problem with that is it puts everything up higher. You're working up above your shoulders all day long. You want to load the truck. You got that 2-inch load line. In the winter, it's not flexible. You got it up above your shoulder, trying to line those Acme threads up just right to get it on. With this, it's nice and easy. Right under your arm, goes right on. The correct angle, the correct height. So we've also got angled fills here. That helps as well. So let's move to the side of the truck and we'll look at a few more options. The side of the truck here, you'll see we've got the aluminum air tank, aluminum battery cover and steps, stainless grab handles. Up top here you'll see those the work lights on the upper rear corners of the cab there. That in conjunction with the ones on the rear head of the tank just light up all around the truck. Excellent, excellent safety feature. We've got chalk block holder here, spring loaded. We've got rubber on the front and back so they're not rattling around as you're driving down the road. Easy in, easy out. So your drivers help them use them a little. We've got stainless fenders, stainless fender brackets. We've got a stainless fender spacer here. The reason we do that is we've got to set the mud flap back so you can't trap it between a snowbank and yank it off. Because we do that, we put the spacer in here to try to get try to catch a lot of the dirt flying off the tires to keep it off the back deck. Stainless deck. A lot of the piping on the back of the truck here, stainless steel, standard. Stainless oversized meter box. Let's swing around and we'll take a look at the back of the truck here. Again, we've got the stainless fender bracket, stainless spacers behind, aluminum wheels, aluminum fuel tank. We got the aluminum cover over the DEF system, stainless cover over the vertical exhaust. Inside the frame rails, we've got all our wiring and pneumatics. Everything's color coded. So you see a yellow or a green pneumatic wire, you just look at the diagrams we provide you in a book. When you get your new truck, you'll know what part that air line goes to in the front of the truck and where it's located, what it goes to in the back of the truck, part number and location. It makes troubleshooting really easy. We've got an oversized PTO shaft as well. Straight as an arrow. I see a lot of these trucks at the show. They got the PTO shafts at just odd angles. That means you're going through universals constantly. You've got a lot of maintenance to keep them going. When it's nice and straight, everything runs true. It lasts a lot longer, a lot less maintenance. This truck, it's built. It's ready to deliver gas. If you have any questions on it, give us a call. 800-252-5467. We'll talk to you soon.